Coming up on today's FNN, the history of one of the most famous faces at EK.
Plus, how one quick appointment can set you up for college success.
And we check in with volleyball, tennis, and more. Stay tuned for all that and more, because FNN starts now. Happy Friday, Falcons. I'm Nick Longstreet.
And I'm Kareem Suleiman.
As college season approaches, that means many long nights, long essay writing, and sending out many transcripts. Many seniors need help with applications, and there's a new college advisor at EK to help. If you haven't heard yet, Heidi Kovinia is here to help students with college needs, such as finding what schools to apply to and earning scholarships. She's here to give guidance and provide resources. Heidi can help find the college best fit for you and make it more affordable.
I wanted to do it because it was a way for me to help people. It gave me a purpose. And I look forward to it every single day because I get to better the future of tomorrow.
You can make an appointment with Heidi through a link in her email signature or stop by the guidance office to see if she's available.
There have been some famous faces that have passed through the doors here at EK. First round NFL draft picks, business owners, World Cup soccer players, and more. But one face that stands above them all is Freddie the Falcon. I took it upon myself to find out more about Freddie and hear about some of his biggest moments. A genuine Falcon since the 60s has seen his fair share of costume changes. Yet, amidst the transformation, one thing has remained consistent: Freddie's essence. Mrs. Kimbrough shares her thoughts on what makes Freddie unique to East Kentwood High.
Freddie is somebody who can walk the halls of our early childhood center, and the children know him, and you can walk through our halls here and people know and appreciate him and just feel a sense of connection and a sense of pride about East Kentwood High School and Kentwood Public Schools.
Let's hear from AP Economics teacher and ECPEC advisor Mr. Giarmo as he recounts his unforgettable experiences with Freddie back when he was a student.
So in high school, I did have the opportunity to be Freddie a few times. One of them was at the Deltaplex, which, if anybody's ever been there, the stairs are very steep. And in the old Freddie the Falcon costume, there was no perspective. You can't see your feet. And so there were moments when I was very close to just tumbling all the way down the stairs and falling and becoming a meme or, something on, social media where everybody would have laughed at me. But I didn't fall too badly, just a couple slips here and there, but you could tell people around were concerned for me as I was walking down and up and down the stairs.
Even though tens of thousands of kids have walked through the halls of EK, each one of us has that Freddie on our side. In East Kentwood, I'm Kareem Suleiman. You can see Freddie on the sideline next Friday football game against Caledonia.
This year's senior class has experienced a lot. They're the original COVID class. For many seniors, their freshman year was spent learning online, and the impacts are still being felt today. I sat down with different members of the COVID class to see how they are still being impacted today. 2020, all of our lives changed because of COVID. We were ordered to go home, and the rest of that school year was finished online. Well, not only did the learning change, but students felt like they missed out on parts of high school that were glorified by past generations. Senior Ayana said it was those things that she wished she could have had.
Like the freshman experience, just all the 3 middle schools coming together and like our first homecoming.
Not only do students notice a change in school since COVID, Mr. Hull, a secretary at East Kentwood, says he sees a difference in student behavior and how COVID has affected them.
I believe that students have taken on to technology in a very, very strong sense, both for social aspects as well as for educational aspects.
The CDC says that understanding mental health and student disruptions as problems that are connected can inform schools and communities to promote the health and well-being of young people. Mr. Hull says that the key to students going back to normal is their reaction to the pandemic.
Getting outside of their own bubbles, getting outside of their own boxes that they were forced into during the pandemic, going outside of social media for social interaction, sitting down and actually talking with another human being, including their teachers, are all great aspects of ways that they could bounce out of that and become stronger individuals.
COVID was a great disruption, but students at EK are even greater, and we'll be able to get through this together. From East Kentwood, I'm Nick Longstreet. Kareem, how did that COVID year affect you?
Well, it was mostly about just going to school. Since it was online, a lot of people didn't show up.
Yeah.
Well, that is the fear news today.
Now let's flip it over to Erica Lars for today's EK Sports Report.
Hey Falcons, it's your girl Erica, and this is your EK Sports Report. First up, girls volleyball. The Lady Falcons have been having a shaky start of the conference season with some tough losses so far this year. Junior and middle blocker Alana Bailey says that even though the start of the season has not been as great as they hoped, they need to focus on the now and try to make each other better as a team.
We just make sure that we focus on the now and things that matter in the situation and try to make each other better to beat other teams in the conference.
Heading outside now as we check in with boys tennis. While the team results are still improving, one of the fastest growing talents at EK is freshman tennis star Simon Walters. He says that he, as an individual, is in a good place, but still is learning and most of all improving.
As a team for tennis, we're not the best team in the conference or anything, but we're young, we still got room to improve.
Last but certainly not least, girls cross country has been stringing together some very solid finishes throughout this season. Coach Thomasma says that the main goal of the season is to beat several teams in the conference and also to be one of the top 3 teams to qualify for state finals.
We focus on PRs, personal records, and we celebrate those, and they've been happening a lot, which is key to a great season. We have team goals for our conference to beat several teams in our conference. We have a goal at regionals. If you're one of the top 3 teams at regionals, you qualify for the state finals, and so, of course, it's a goal.
Shout out to sophomore Ava Lawrence for getting 18:49, which makes her the fastest East Kentwood girls distance runner in about 13 years. That does it for your sports report this week. See you back here next week to highlight our teams entering postseason play. Now let's flip it back to the desk.
Well, that does it for today's episode. Be sure to check in next week when we look at the impacts that ChatGPT has in the classroom and look into the social impact that social media has on your mental health.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Falcon News Network on YouTube, where you can catch up on live sports, streams, previous episodes, and other great content.
Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you back here next week.